All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to build a mind so resilient, so strong, that it actually becomes your greatest weapon. By the time we're done here, you're going to have the actual framework to kill the excuses, to conquer that voice of self-doubt, and to take real, absolute control of your life.
I mean, you've seen it, right? It's the question at the heart of everything. And look, the difference between those two people, it's not luck. It's not some kind of magic. It's mental strength. And the reason most people never build it is because they spend their entire lives running away from discomfort. For you, that all changes today.
So here it is, the fundamental split. The fragile mind, it avoids anything uncomfortable. So naturally, when real pressure finally hits, it just shatters. But the invincible mind, it understands a totally different truth. It gets that struggle is the very thing that makes it stronger. It doesn't just put up with challenges, it actively looks for them.
And that brings us to the first core idea. You have to completely change the way you look at hard things. Because here's the secret. Life isn't supposed to be easy. That was never the deal.
And you have to frame it this way. Mental strength is not some trait you're born with. It's a muscle. Plain and simple. And just like any muscle in your body, if you never put it under any resistance, if you always take the easy route, it doesn't just stay weak, it withers away.
This right here, this is the shift that changes the game. You have to start seeing every challenge not as a roadblock, but as a rep in the gym for your mind. Every single setback, every failure, every obstacle that gets in your way, it's not a punishment. It's all just part of the training.
This quote just nails an idea that is perfectly captured by one man, David Goggins. His story is just this raw, brutal testament to what the human mind can do when it just decides not to quit.
I mean, the story is insane. Goggins went from being overweight, working a pest control job he hated, to becoming a Navy SEAL. To even get a shot at qualifying, he had to lose over 100 pounds in less than 3 months. He forced himself past limits that should have been physically impossible, and in doing so, he proved that most of the barriers we think are real are actually just in our own heads.
Okay, so before you can build something powerful, you have to clear the land. And that means we need to immediately stop doing the 3 things that are basically engineered to keep you mentally weak.
First one, stop complaining. It's that simple. Complaining does absolutely nothing. It is a total waste of energy that just traps you in a loop of being a victim. When you're faced with a problem, you have 2 and only 2 choices. Fix it or accept it and move on. That's it.
Second, and you really need to get this one, stop seeking comfort. The great irony, the great paradox of getting stronger is that strength can only be built in discomfort. To become strong, you have to intentionally and consistently step into situations that are hard.
And finally, for the love of God, stop making excuses. Excuses are just lies. They are the convenient stories we tell ourselves to justify staying stuck. The reality is, you always have a choice. In every single moment, you can choose the easy path, or you can choose the action that makes you better.
Okay, so we've torn down the negative, we've cleared the ground, now it's time to build the positive. Let's get into the practical, daily regimen that will actually forge that unbreakable mind we're talking about.
These 4 habits are your new daily minimums. They're non-negotiable. 1. Start your day with a cold shower. Why? To intentionally do something that sucks, first thing. 2. Exercise. A strong body builds a strong mind. They are connected. 3. Meditate. You have to train your brain to have focus and control. And 4. Every single day, do one thing you don't want to do. Do something hard, even if it's small.
So all of this brings us to the engine that powers the entire machine. It's the one principle that separates the amateurs from the pros, the weak from the strong. And it is this: you must choose discipline over motivation.
You know, so many people wait. They wait until they feel like doing something. And that is exactly why they fail. The hard truth is that motivation is a feeling. It's an emotion. It's flaky. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. It's permanent.
I mean, this comparison says it all, doesn't it? Motivation is a fair-weather friend. It's unreliable. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, period. Especially when you don't feel like it. That right there, that's the secret to consistency. And without consistency, you'll never achieve anything worthwhile.
So how do you build it? You create systems, not just goals. So instead of a vague goal like get fit, you build a system. I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 a.m. End of story. You focus on those small, daily actions because you understand that they're the things that compound into huge results over time. And most important of all, you stop waiting for the perfect moment. You just start. Now.
And this is what it all comes down to, really. A choice. A decision you have to make right now, in this moment. You can click away, go back to your old habits and stay exactly where you are. Or you can decide, right now, that today is day one. The day you stop being defined by your weaknesses and start building your strength.
Your future is waiting on your answer. So, which path are you going to take?